All right, you guys. So the episode we open up and the ladies they are going to comfort Erica. This is after the big blow up that Erica had. Now, I do know that people have said that Renna tweeted that Erica wasn't really going off on Garcelle, that she was going off on the producers. Okay, I mean I guess whatever, right? So Erica. Erica has worked overtime to get those tears to come out because I'm like, girl, you really put in the work for those tears, right? So then, Garcelle was getting ready to leave because Renna was like, yeah, that was really fucked up. I'm like, Renna, chill. Like, y'all acting like y'all acting like Garcelle said, oh my God, are you gonna kill your son? Oops, I shouldn't have said that. All right, you guys. So I'm having to re-record this again because I said something in the first take that I didn't like. I guess I could have took it out, huh? Damn. All right, so this episode picks up where we left off last week. I'm repeating myself. I hate to do that, but I said something. I guess I could have done it in editing, but whatever. So the ladies are comforting Erica. At this point, I'm like, Erica has worked like really hard overtime to get those tears out, right? So Renna. Renna annoyed me in this entire episode. I didn't say that before, but Renna has annoyed me, and she annoyed me this episode. And if you know anything about me, you know that I do like Lisa Renna. But Renna in this episode tiptoeing on my nerves, right? Because she was like, it's okay, Eric. Yeah, that was really fucked up. Like, what was so fucked up about it, Renna? You're acting as if, Garcelle said, are you going to give up a limb for Tom? Are you going to sell Tom out? Like, what if they come after your son or anything like that? You acting like she said something that's just going to destroy this woman, which she did not. So make it make sense. Like, Renna irritated me. Renna really irritated me, right? So Garcelle's like, you know what? I'm going to leave. But Kathy was like, no, come back, stay. Kathy in one episode, in this episode, when they were talking about the fact that they knew, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but it was so hilarious to me when they were talking about, when Doree was like, you've known her for 5 years, you've known her for 5 years, I've known her for 4 years. I don't know her. She said, I don't know her. I got ahead of myself, but that shit was hilarious, right? So Garcelle goes over to, Erica, and she's like, Erica, I wouldn't do that intentionally. It's okay, babe. It's okay. Now, you guys know I cannot stand Sutton. You guys know I don't like Sutton. Period, point blank. You can't tell me anything that would make me like Sutton. But I gotta give it to Sutton. Sutton is sitting across from Garcelle and Erica. And Sutton just looking like something is not right. I'm like, keep your foot on it, Sutton. Although I don't like it, keep your motherfucking foot on it, right? So Erica said, I'm gonna go home. Are you sure? Yeah. I got some stuff that I need to handle at home. She is putting on the theatrics. All right, Renna. Once again, I just wanted in this episode, I just wanted Renna to just shut up. So Renna is like, so they're coming at Garcelle, and I'm like, Garcelle didn't say anything bad, right? Because Garcelle thought that Eric, Brenna's like, why would you bring it up or something like that? And Garcelle was like, I thought she was sharing. You guys told me she shared so much the night before. She shared about the mistress. She shared about Tom going off the cliff or embankment or whatever the fuck it was. Called her. Like, she shared so much shit about Tom in this whole time in La Quinta. So what's the big issue about her? I mean, I know why it's a big deal. I do get why it's a big deal, right? With this legal case, technically they weren't. I'm assuming they're not supposed to have contact with one another. So I get that aspect. But girl, you put 20 on 10 at this point, right? Then Dorit chimes in. I'm like, Dorit, shut your ass up with that fake ass accent. And well, I'm confused, babe. How did you not hear Erica say that she didn't want to talk about it? Crystal was defending Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, no, Crystal. I'm like, I don't need it. Thank you, but I don't need it. Because Crystal was like, she didn't hear her. Like, I was the only one that was around when Erica said it. Garcelle didn't hear it. Dorit, shut up. Brenna, you getting on my nerves so badly, right? You're the queen of own it, baby. Own it, baby, right? You told Vanderpump to own it. You told Denise to own it. You tell everyone to own it, but when it comes down to somebody who needs to own it, you're coddling her, and that's my issue with especially with Renna. You guys are coddling the fuck out of Erica at this point, and it's crazy to me, right? Like, does Erica and Tom have something on you guys? Like, did you guys borrow money from Erica and Tom or something like that? Like, it's just not the math is just not adding up. I don't get it. But we're gonna move on because we're gonna continue to talk about Renna. But we're gonna. All right, you guys. So after Erica left, they were going to go and have dinner, right? Renna. Again, I love me some Lisa Renna. And the reason why I say I love Lisa Renna because if you guys don't know, I'm a daytime soap fan. So I've been a big fan of Lisa Renna since she was on Days of Our Lives as Billy Reed. I've been watching Days of Our Lives for actually 21 years at this point. I've been watching Days of Our Lives since 2000. And then I used to watch Passions. I watched All My Children. I currently still watch General Hospital. I've been watching General Hospital since '05. I watched All My Children, General Hospital, One Life to Live, The Young and the Restless. So that's why I'm a soap fan. So I've known her since the soap days. But Renna just got on my nerves in this episode, right? So then she asked Garcelle, is there anything that you want to own, Garcelle? I know the queen of own it did not just say own it when your friend is not owning what she knows. Now, again, I want to preface this by saying, do I think that Erica knows everything that Tom did? Not at all. Do I think Erica knows some of it? Yes. Like I said, I don't think she knows everything, but I do think Erica knows something. She got to know something, right? Like, the man is putting money into your account. Well, let me backtrack. I don't think she knows anything, right? But I'm pretty sure questions could have arose at some point, right? Like, the house that she didn't know about. Why don't I know about this house? You're a lawyer. Yes, there are some rich lawyers, but not any lawyers as rich as Tom, right? Like, where's the money coming from? Like, you didn't ask questions. And then the fact that the woman said she never had a debit card. Now, granted, like I said before, I don't remember when debit cards came out. It was the late '90s. It was like it was the mid '90s, like '97. It was before the end of the '90s when they came out. Because I remember when my mom got her first debit card, she was like, "What is this?" Like, she didn't know what to do with it either. And debit cards back in the '90s were a lot different from debit cards today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I still don't believe that she never had a debit card. I don't believe she never went to a bank. Don't buy that shit at all. So, but then here's my thing with Renna. Renna's telling Garcelle, asking Garcelle, is there anything that she wants to own? Renna, have you owned anything? Let's go down the line of shit that you've started over the years that I'm gonna say fake owned it, right? Kim Richards, that she was knocking at Dev's door, which I mean, let's be honest. Kim probably was knocking at Dev's door. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I think Kim was knocking at Dev's door, but I didn't think that was right for Renna to say it. Munchausen disease with Yolanda. Did you ever apologize to Yolanda for that shit? Munchausen's. Dorit, were people doing coke in your bathroom? Vanderpump, the shit with Vanderpump Dogs and Dorit. Did you ever apologize for that? Let's go more recent. Denise Richards. Have you apologized? Have you owned it with Denise Richards? No, probably not, right? Like, Renna, you have started so much shit over the seasons, over your time on this show. And like, I just named a laundry list of them. I just named a whole laundry list of them. What was that chick's name from season 7? Was it season 7? The one that her dad was the was he a fashion designer? What was that chick's name? Sassoon. Sassoon. What is her name? With the tattoos. She was so forgettable. I'm keeping with you guys. She was so forgettable to me. Sassoon. Eden? Is that her name? Eden Sassoon? Eden? That doesn't sound right though. Whatever that woman's name was. You started shit with her. She went off on you. So Garcelle does say, she overstepped. I'm like, no, you did not overstep, Garcelle. You brought something to the table that I don't know how to feel about. I don't think Garcelle overstepped. I think, like Garcelle said earlier, she felt that Erica was sharing, so let's share with the rest of the group, right? What is there to? Why not tell? And the issue that I have is why tell them? Why tell them one thing, but see, it'll. I've been saying it for weeks. Erica is saying so much shit that she forgets what she's saying. That's really what it is with Erica. Erica's saying a lot of shit, but then when it comes down to it, she literally forgets what she says. So her lies kind of catch up to her, and I think that's really what it is, right? Because she's been telling the ladies that she has had no communication with Tom, but then you told Garcelle and the producers that Tom contacts you, but you don't take his calls. Contradiction, huh? So I think that's really what Erica was upset about. It wasn't the fact that Garcelle asked her about that. It's the fact that she got tripped up in her shit. We're going to move on. Because I've been talking for. All right, you guys. So we're still at dinner, right? Kathy, I absolutely love you on this show, right? You're my girl. But what you said, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't like problematic. It was just alarming, right? So Rena wants to play a game. I'm like, absolutely not, right? So Kathy mentions, the conversation about race and, not seeing color, which that refers to Sutton and to Crystal, right? So Kathy's like, she grew up with Michael Jackson and they were good friends. She said he didn't see color. And she told him, yeah, we don't see color as well. And Garcelle tells her, but that's an issue, Kathy. And she was like, well, why? And I get what Kathy's trying to say, right? I get what Kathy's trying to say. She's, I wish people was, and I don't think Kathy is one of those people who doesn't, I don't think she's one of those people that, oh, I have black friends, so I can't be racist. I don't think that's Kathy. I think what Kathy is trying to say is, let me see. I think I know what Kathy is trying to say, right? Kathy is trying to say, I am who I am and you are who you are, right? But that doesn't make me feel, I don't look at you. Basically, that's what it is. Just because you are a minority, you're black, you're Asian, you're Latino, you're whatever, you're gay, you're lesbian, I don't look at you any differently. Like, I love you as if you were, as if you were just like me. But the fact of saying I don't see color and we're all equal, that's not at all true, right? Like Garcelle said, yes, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm an actress, I'm this, I'm that. But what you see before you see any of that, you see this melanin, you see how you see this skin, you see that I'm black. That's the first thing that you're gonna see is that I'm black. And then you're gonna see a black woman on top of that. And then you might see the mother, then you might see the actress, then you might see, the other layers and multifacets of who Garcelle is, right? So then when they said that we're all equal, Garcelle says, no, we're not all equal. And that is true. And like I said, I love Kathy, and I don't hold anything against Kathy. Really and truly, I don't. I just, because I don't, like I said, I don't believe Kathy is one of those people that, oh, I got black friends, so I can't be racist, or oh, I don't see color, so therefore I can't be racist. Kathy doesn't give me that, right? Kathy just gives me one of those people that very inclusive, and she loves everyone for who they are and what they are, right? That's what Kathy gives me. But you guys can't say that, we're all equal, because we're not equal. Like, your struggles are not, my struggle. You'll never understand it. Like Garcelle was saying, have you guys ever had to have a conversation with your kids about the cops? And they were like, no, God, no. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, exactly, because my mom had a conversation with me about the cops years before I even. She actually had a conversation with me about the cops before I started driving. She's, because I was getting ready to start driving, and that's when we literally had that conversation about the cops. She was like, Jerome, when the cops pull you, if you ever get pulled over by a cop, because she knows how I am. She knows that I'm the type that if you try to say I did something, or I'm not combative. I won't say I'm combative. What I am is I'm defensive. Like, I would defend myself. I should. Like, I thought about going to law school when I was when I was a kid. I always wanted to go to law. I wanted to be a lawyer until I found out how many years of school you have to do. But I was like, because I can defend myself to the end of time. And she was like, people will, if you the way you are. She says, give them your driver's license, and give them your insurance. She says, leave it at that, because she knows with me, I'd be like, what did I do? And they say, you were doing this, and I'd be like, well, I was looking at my, like, they say I'm going 15 miles over the speed limit. I'm like, but I was looking at my speed the whole time. I was literally under the speed limit. Are you sure it was me? And she told me not to do that, right? Because that's how I am. So none of these ladies had to have those uncomfortable conversations with their kids. And Kathy said something that, I thought about. She was like, how do you don't want to have a conversation like that with at least a 4-year-old, which sure enough, you don't want to have that kind of conversation with a 4-year-old, but in our communities, we have to, it's necessary, right? We see it happen all the time. Look at Tamir Rice. He was a kid playing with a toy gun, and he unfortunately, they took his life. So yes, we do have to have those conversations, unfortunately, in the black community, black and brown communities, right? Now, Dorit, I don't know what you were trying to do with this damn story. I get what you were trying. No, I actually don't get what you were trying to do. Right? You're talking about the fact that your kids are growing up around people that are black and brown and Asian or whatever. Right? I'm glad Garcelle said so. Are the only black and brown people around him and her the help? She says no. Garcelle has been to my house before. Okay, but the way you're talking, Dorit, it comes off that way, right? You're not saying, oh, my mom's best friend, she's a black woman. You could have led with that. You could have led with, my mom's best friend is black and my kids have been around her so many times. They love her. But you were talking about the people that are in your house. You didn't say your friends. You said the people that were in your house. So it would make it, it would imply that it's the hired, the people that you hired to, clean your house and stuff like that. So it wasn't a good look to read. So we're gonna move. Nope, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and then we'll move on. Dorit, you are way too lazy. Like Kyle, you were talking about you don't have people to clean up the house. Kyle, she does, but they clean the house up before she comes and after she leaves. Well, we had these dresses on, and you want me to rinse my plate? Yes. Yes, rinse your plate. What the fuck is like? Throw your shit in the trash, rinse the motherfucker off. Put it like, girl, okay, whatever. And then they have a little kiki about Harry having acrylics. Whatever. We're gonna move on. All right, you guys, now to wrap the episode up. So the next morning we see all the ladies as they're getting the alerts about Tom. So these alerts are what we saw on The Housewife and The Hustler. We saw the whole thing about the plane crash victims, the burn victims. Now I didn't know that the people had cancer. I didn't remember that. I do remember the woman that went to get her breast done and had the issues with her breast. I do remember the guy with the motorcycle, his mother, he died. And then they say Tom funneled $20 million into Erica Jane's LLC. Like, you didn't have any questions about where that $20 million was coming from? Damn. So here's another instance where Lisa Rinna in this episode got on my nerves. So Lisa Rinna, when she was doing her one-on-one with the producers, her interview with the producers, right? She's like, well, Harry, when you're in a relationship with someone for any length of time, and Harry, he's brought contracts to me. He put them on the table and just said, sign it, and I just sign it. Lisa, you can't pay me to believe that you just actually go ahead and say, oh, just because Harry put a contract in front of you, I'm gonna sign that shit. You don't know what the fuck you're signing, right? You're an actress and you're an actress. Like, girl, miss me with that. You just want me to believe that Harry just brings stuff to you and you don't say, you know what, babe, let my attorney look at this, right? But in Erica's case, was Tom her attorney? Jesus, 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 Jesus. Like I said, I don't believe, I'm going to keep saying it, I don't necessarily believe that Erica knew what Tom was doing. I don't believe that. But you can't pay me to believe that she didn't have any questions about what Tom was doing, right? Yeah. Yikes. $20 million into your account. Even Kyle is questioning it, like, 20 million? So you didn't question? Because Kyle's like, even I know, like, all my houses, I know where they are. Like, I'm baffled. Like, how do you not know this shit, right? So then they've all left, they're all leaving, La Quinta, right? So Sutton wanted the ladies to all get together without Erica to talk. So they all get together at Dorit's house, right? So Erica leaked alleged text messages and photos of Tom's alleged mistress in her bed on her Instagram. I don't follow Erica on social media, so I didn't see it, right? But they said that the lawyers told her to take that down. I don't know. I just don't know what to think, right? Like I said earlier in the review, I definitely believe that Erica was upset with Garcelle because she got tripped up, right? And then some of the ladies believe that Erica knew about this article that was coming out. I believe that too. I believe Erica got a heads up about the article coming out before it came out. I do believe that. Definitely believe that. But like I said, with Erica, I don't think Erica knew everything. But the question that I have is, why is Erica telling so many lies at this point? That's the question that I really have, is why is she lying? I can't make heads or tails of why she's lying. So then Garcelle, when they were talking to her about the mistress, Garcelle was like, well, that's interesting because I asked Eric about it, because they show a flashback, right? And in the flashback scene, Garcelle was like, this woman told me that she saw Tom out with a 60-year-old blonde woman. And Eric was like, well, babe, I don't know. If there's if he has having an extramarital affair, she doesn't know. But now at this point, you have text messages and the photos to prove that he was having an affair. It's just not adding up, right? Now, once again, like I said, Sutton ain't my girl. Don't like Sutton, can't stand Sutton, wouldn't hang out with Sutton if you paid me. But in this instance, I'm not gonna say I like Sutton, but I'm championing Sutton on, right? I don't like her, I'm just gonna champion her on, because Sutton at this point is starting to see through Erica's bullshit. She sees through it. Again, like I said, I don't think Erica knew what Tom was doing, but I'm just questioning a lot of things, right? Because just stuff is just not adding up to me personally. But it don't have to add up to me. The people has to add up to the judge and a jury. And I know that I think I saw on Kempire, his channel, that Bravo is turning over this footage. Ooh, this case is gonna get ugly, right? Oh God. Erica should have sat out this season, to be quite honest with you guys. Erica should have sat this season out. Because if Bravo is turning over all the stuff that they have, right, it's not going to look good for she or Tom, right? Definitely not going to look good for Tom. But it's really not going to look good for her, because people are going to have the questions of, what did she know? When did she know it? How much of it did she know? Like, it's not going to be a good look for you, my love. I don't like Erica, but it's just not going to be a good look. Yeah, you really should have sat this season out. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Oh, there go that new show that's coming on ABC, Queen, with Brandy and Eve and Natura 9. When does it premiere? I might review that, you guys, if it's a good show. October 19th. Let me know in the comment sections if you guys would like me to review that. And then I think coming this Monday, I think I'm going to add a new show. I think I'm going to add The Bachelor in Paradise. All right, you guys, that's it. I'll see you guys in the, be safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys later. Married at First Sight, you guys. So I've been watching it on the Lifetime app, and now the Lifetime app wants me to log in through my cable provider, which unfortunately my cable provider, I've been trying to log into so many apps for years to watch my shows, and they always tell me it's not a part of my package when they're a part of my package. So I'm gonna have to look and see if it's on YouTube, and if it's on YouTube, then I'll review it, and I will give you guys the review tomorrow on Friday. Sorry, you guys. We'll get it together. We're gonna get it together at some point. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.